Pstar Zilean seems to finally be back to League of Legends after almost 2 years of absolute radio silence, but he might have been playing actually way more earlier according to some secret information I'm sitting on. So apparently if you go to lolpros.gg you can find his accounts, and well, there's a ton of them. But one particular account has had some recent activity on it, which is the PSC222 account. On this account he played a few games playing Draven and Karthus. He basically played for a small time where he played on 2 days and several games on April 15th and then just one game on the following day. And Pstar doesn't seem to have lost any of his skill as he dropped banger KDs after banger, except for this one game. But the question is whether we see any activity on his social channels, and the sad answer is that no, there is nothing. However, there was this one funny troll done by a guy named Typer on Twitter, which has the same profile picture as the main Pstar Zilean account, and as well as his nickname, as you can see. He basically said that him or Pstar would be live in 30 minutes. People got trolled, of course, and he never really went live. I also checked his all Twitch account named Yahong Penguin, and that channel didn't have any activity on it either. People have to be wary of these fake Pstar Zilean accounts on Twitter. Neither Typer or the guy who goes under PS Zilean. Like this guy, for example, met Pstar Zilean in real life in winter and he tagged the fake fanboy account. Now also this PS Zilean account made a tweet where he just wrote season 14 and then showed Pstar's true account, and people actually believed it to be him in the comments. You know, nevertheless, 14 days later Pstar came back once again and played League on the 28th of April a few games, and he is now Diamond 1, and of course he has dropped a lot of banger games. And I think the funny part here is that Pstar is consistent in what he thinks Draven should go, which is namely Conqueror, which, you know, he keeps doing now in his games. Meanwhile, the Wall Draven subreddit advocates for lethal tempo and even health blades sometimes, and even back in 2017 Pstar was vehemently against press the attack, which he had some sort of a mini crusade against, I guess you could say. But you know, the question is whether he is truly coming back, and to me I think it's a real possibility that Pstar is playing a few games to get his ranking up, and then he might return back to his social channels, but I mean, who knows. And of course there's also a little hidden information that I'm basically sitting on here, and this information comes from someone in the Darkwing Jacks community that has currently relations with Pstar Zilean. This information is hearsay, of course, so you know, take it with a grain of salt, but I perceive this guy to be a reliable source. Anyways, Pstar seems to always have been playing TFT a few weeks ago with my source, and I think also a few days ago he also was requesting to play with this guy, and that seems to show that Pstar has been lurking within the realms of League of Legends, you know, well, at least the TFT side of it. Now, this Pstar Zilean account that he's playing on is reportedly just level 1, since TFT accounts usually are, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how that works over there, but it seems like Pstar at least has a separate account for TFT and then a separate account for League of Legends, which we can see on lolpros. According to my source, Pstar Zilean thinks that TFT is just way better than League in its current state. Also, when I released my video on what happened to Pstar Zilean, there was actually some quote-unquote witness or hearsay testimony of a person saying that he saw that Pstar Zilean was on vacation already early in 2023. The most interesting thing that happened, at least to me, when I released that video was that the guy DM'd me proof of his conversations with Pstar that has over 200 pages of screenshots, and they dated all the way up to early 2023. Pstar talked about still playing League on various accounts, but that he doesn't play Draven nearly as often as he did. He also started studying once he realized he had to get off his drug abuse at the end of 2019, and if someone actually has a question on why he started using drugs in the first place, then he mentioned it happened because he had zero motivation after achieving rank 1 on the EU West server, and especially after getting Challenger in Korea, he had just zero motivation left for the game. This was around season 9, of course, and to continue to play League he used drugs to gain motivation. This is something he regrets though, as he would never have done that if he knew how bad it would become for him. The drug abuse seems to have given him irreparable damage, and he attempted to find remedies to his health situation from these DMs, but he still feels very frustrated about the consequences of his drug abuse. But I mean, nevertheless, the interesting part of these DMs is that he mentioned he will quit League and work a regular job, and then eventually come back in a few years to see if his cognition is better. He never really went through with this, but who knows, maybe this is finally it. There was of course this Letgo account. This account had previous activity on it, even in 2024, but as far as I'm concerned, this account is lent by or used by a friend of Pstar, so it's not really him, and this account also plays completely random champions. And there's also another fake account some people think is a Grandmaster NA account. I have no idea why someone would think this might be Pstar, as this is Ninim's account. But regardless, let me know what you think of this situation. Do you think that Pstar is truly coming back to League, or is he just touching the waters?